So I see this a lot in Facebook groups, especially like the coaching and therapy and hypnotherapy, like gathering Facebook groups where someone will say, like write a post and say, I have an anxiety client. What is the best technique to use? Or I have a stop smoking client. What's the best thing I should do? Or I'm having this problem with this client. What do you guys recommend I should do? Here's the problem with this. You're now asking other therapists about their opinions, but you're also asking other therapists and other coaches what they would do in your situation, treating the symptom. And this is what I've talked about this in the past, and I always come back to telling my students this over and over. You cannot squeeze clients into techniques. If your client says, Scott, I want to quit smoking, that's what I want to do. I can't instantly think of the stop smoking technique. I can't do a fast phobia cure. I can't do a timeline. I can't do a regression or visualization. Why? Because now I'm trying to force them into a technique. And I don't know what's going to be best for my client until I'm actually in the middle of the session. Until I know what the root cause is, till I know what the conscious information is and the unconscious information is, how can I prepare anything? How can I prepare for a script where I don't know what my client needs or wants? How could I prepare a script if I'm trying to force my client to be relaxed based on what I want them to feel and what I want them to see or understand? Because now I'm making assumptions. And again, I'm telling a client what to do. So if you're struggling with clients and this whole technique thing is like hit or miss, most of the time it's going to be a miss. No matter how many times you do that fast phobia cure, no matter how many times you do that regression, how many times you have the visualization, you're seeing a client over and over and you're continually attacking them, for lack of better words, with a technique, take a step back. Because just because a technique says, if you follow step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's going to have this outcome. You are now saying that every client is the same. You're now saying every client's root cause is the same. You're now saying that every client will follow along. And I don't know about you, but every lawyer I have ever seen to quit smoking, their reasons for smoking has always been different than the last person. The reason they stop smoking or get over that symptom is different from the last person. The reason they began that symptom, whether it happened here when they were a child or it happened here when they were old, it's from an old snake phobia, it's because aliens waved at them when they were a little kid. Maybe they got bullied. Whatever the real root cause is, and there could be millions, if not billions of different examples of this, is always going to be different than the next person. So I always played like the dumb therapist. When my client came in, sat down in front of me and did the stop smoking thing, because that's the symptom, that's what the session's called. But what I found out from that person, as in their root cause, their reasons, their likes, their dislikes, conscious information, unconscious, it's always so different. Okay, I can't apply what I learned with this person and did with this person to my next client. Why? Because they are a totally different person. So what I think really, really helps, guys, is untraining yourself of this whole thing of all problems exist because. If you hear people say that, especially mentors and guru, ignore them, because all they're doing is guessing. They're making their own assumptions and own conclusions and are saying that all people are the same. But in the next breath, they're saying that you've got to treat everybody differently, because that's the case. Clients won't fit into techniques, okay? The best thing you can do is, well, it's not really the best thing. The only thing you can really do and prepare for is your client will have a different root cause than your next client. Your next client will go into trance differently than your next client. Your client will have different feelings, sensations, emotions, visualizations, whatever it is, than the next client. You need to treat every client differently. If you're trying to squeeze them into a technique, you are now saying that all clients are different, all clients are the same, and that is totally not the truth. Every client is different. Every client has different needs and wants, and you won't know what those things are until you're in the middle of the session. So again, don't spend your time prepping anything. You can't script this stuff. You need to be able to learn to do this stuff on the fly, guys.